Hey friends, so I did something a little wild this weekend. I built an entire AI powered app in 48 hours, or even less than, from scratch by myself. This web app takes a blog post URL and turns them into a podcast style audio. Now, and yeah, I'm still kind of shocked about how it works. Now, before you assume that I'm some genius software developer, no, I'm not. I'm a product designer with lots of years of experience designing web and mobile products. Although I hold a computer science degree, but I'm more of the creative, so I'm more of the creative type. However, with AI these days, you can literally turn those static mockups into functional products, and those ideas that you come up with randomly, you can literally turn them into working products. So now, this weekend, something clicked, and for the first time, I, actually build something functional, something that you can actually sign in and use on a daily basis. So today, I'm going to walk you through the entire journey. Basically, throughout this week, from Monday to Friday, I'm going to walk you through how I went from just having an idea on Friday to a working app like this. And in just 2 days, using tools like Cursor AI, ChatGPT, ElevenLabs, and Firecrawl API, I'll be explaining every single detail about this. All right, let's rewind to why I even started this in the first place. So picture this: you're reading, you discover a nice article. You're reading about an article about AI design tools and the rest. Super insightful, but I mean, for you to get the full, insightful with lots of nuggets in it, but you're about to head out for a run or probably, just do some workout, right? So what do? Do you skip the article or you skip the run because you're actually at the moment where you really want to consume this article? Now, for months, or you try to, squint your eyes while reading, while jogging or while working out, that doesn't really work, right? Now, that's been me for months. Sometimes when I'm about to go out to run or for a walk, I discover an article I want to read. And I said, there are already text-to-speech tools out there, but it's kind of expensive. I don't want to pay anything for these tools, right? Now, because of AI, I decided to build this. Why shouldn't I be able to build my own tool? And I built it over the weekend. So let me show you. So now it's on Friday, last Friday, I'm sitting in front of my laptop thinking, am I about to actually build this in one weekend? Basically, everything you're seeing here was coded and built with AI. Of course, there are nuances to some of these things. And I've experienced this over the past couple of months since when AI became a thing, where, I'm about to build something in one weekend. Friday, I'm full of ideas. And Sunday, I delete. Saturday, I got stuck with some bugs. And then Sunday, I delete the project folder. That is the end. But this time around, it felt completely different because I wasn't building alone. I had my AI tools right in my corner, which I've been experimenting with for a while now. And they completely changed the way I think about building with AI. And here's what I built. All you have to do basically is to paste in your URL here, or you just click sign in for you to see what the product looks like. The app takes you into, there's user management here, authentication that would happen in this. And for this, I'm using Clerk, which I'm also going to show you exactly how everything works in the course of this week. As I mentioned, every Friday I come up with in a series of videos. So you want to stick around, subscribe to this channel if you want to learn how to code with AI. Then the app actually crawls the content of the URL you pasted using Firecrawl. Then it uses ChatGPT 4 to literally, summarize, extract the script from the article and then summarizes it, creating a podcast summary using Chat 4.1. And then that is it. Use the ElevenLabs to convert the podcast summary into an audio file. Now for authentication, I'm using Clerk. For database, I'm using Supabase. For AI services that I use Firecrawl, OpenAI, and ElevenLabs. Now, in terms of the design, look and feel, as I said, everything here was done by AI. But I had my taste, I had my focus. I used Aura Chart, built by my wonderful friend Meng Tu. I'm going to share the link with you for you to see. And one last thing that is very important, your product requirement document has to be good. for AI, for the code editor to understand what you want to build. So I use codeguide.dev. I will be sharing all the links to the product I use to build this web app in the description, so you can actually sign up and then, see how you can also use it. Now, Cursor AI, totally game changer for writing, debugging, and learning how to actually code on the fly. I didn't just generate code, I literally learned new skills while doing this. Now, this weekend taught me a lot. First, you don't need to know everything. With AI as your partner, as your buddy, it's going to guide you. And with time, you start learning, all the best practices. And as you can see, this looks good. You can see the history here. This is the podcast has been generated. I can literally download and upload to Spotify. And AI will do everything for you, but you just have to have a really good taste and understand how to actually get this done. Now, you need to know how to ask the better questions. Prompt engineering is one skill that I would say you'll be learning a lot on this channel. Second, it won't replace developers or designers, but it will supercharge non-developers and 10x productivity for existing developers, I would say. And lastly, being a designer helps when building. Now, because I'm a designer, I kind of have this good eye for taste, for exactly how I want my product to look like. I can easily source out for new ideas and bring it here to say, hey, I want you to redesign this component this way, and I can explain to the AI how I want it to do. Now, listen, the first time I heard my app actually play back a voice of an article, damn, it was really good. I'm using ElevenLabs, so all these are all APIs I'm using that I called from ElevenLabs API. I can literally just check and use casual, professional, and I'm going to play back one of these so you can actually have a feel of what it sounds like. Now let's listen to this.
Opening music, intro. Hey there, listeners. Welcome back to another episode of the Digital Frontier Podcast, where we dive into the evolving world of technology and the internet.
Now, this is good.
What happens when a mammoth social media...
I don't want to bore you with this production. It's amazing. I can literally just post this on my Spotify app. Now, here's what's happening this week. I'm turning this into a complete breakdown series. Tuesday, I'm going to explain how I picked the perfect tech stack in 30 minutes. Wednesday, the actual prompt I used to turn content into voiceovers. Thursday, my AI-powered design system and why it works. Friday, real people try my app. You would also get to try it also, because right now I'm fixing some bugs, but it's working, completely working, which I'm also going to show you. I'm going to paste a link here and then you'll see. Now, if you're a designer wanting to learn how to code, or a dev that actually you're exploring different AI tools, or you just want, you're just someone that, with an idea itching to be built, this series is for you, because you will be learning a whole lot from this. Now, that being said, let me just show you one of the things, how this actually really, really works. Let me go look for an article here. Let's go to TechCrunch. Let's see. Let's say fundraising, Aspura gets $50 million. Oh, pretty cool. Okay, I like this article. I come here, copy the link, and then I go into my app, click paste, and then, I give it some few seconds. It's then going to just extract the article. Again, remember, we're extracting article and converting the content of the article into a blog post. And then you can see right here, this is it. Well extracted, everything it's here. And I also kind of set a limit to only extract, it will only be able to translate into just 2,000 words. And then because it has extracted that, it created a card here, and then I can open up just 771 words. And then you can see, I can clean up a bit, clean up, reduce the space so that everything looks neat and clean. Okay, cool. And then this is the original blog content, which is showing 771 words. And then I can come here and say generate summary. So generate summary would then pick this exact text. I have the system prompt already behind the scene that is going to convert this into a podcast summary. And then we can take the podcast summary and convert it into an audio style podcast. So we just wait for a few minutes for this to actually happen behind the scene, and you would see exactly how this looks. So let's wait, it's summarizing. And while that is happening, I can also still be reading through the article to make sure everything works fine. Good. Podcast is ready. You can see intro music, pause, pause. So now it's giving me in a podcast style way. Now, what you can do, again, because if you're going to use this for yourself, Of course, you can change this, replace it with your podcast name, look through, and you can look at the hook, read through. Yeah, I did fantastic here. And then, of course, the closing, the outro music, the closing, because it's a podcast, you have to build all this part, the intro, the interlude, and also the outro. You have to make sure everything aligns with your brand. Once you're happy with it, it's showing you 623 words. You're happy with it, save summary. And then once that's saved, you go back here, and then you need to then customize, because we need to customize the tone, the voice. You come here, you can easily come here and just pick the article you want to convert. This is where, on the right panel, is where we have the engine that does the conversion. And then you can see articles that are still pending. Some of these articles, they are pending. All that you have to do is then select, I want to convert this. Oh, one more thing that I didn't show you. We can also use this, we can use this AI to generate a new blog title. It's also going to use ChatGPT-4 to generate a new blog title. Or I can say, generate a podcast title, SEO-backed podcast title. It has to be short, SEO ready, and all that. If I don't want any of that, I can just, kind of just click out. And I've selected this. It's going to tell me the credit I'm going to use. And then I can say professional host, or I say storytelling. I can also pick the voice I like. Again, we can also kind of customize the voice to literally be your own voice through ElevenLabs. But those are some features I'm going to be building in much more later, if this product seems to prove that, hey, it's what they built. So now let me pick Laura, and then I want it to be storytelling style. And then, of course, I can introduce my intro music. These are some features I've not built into this app until it proves that, until I can prove that someone out there in the market wants this, and that's when I'm going to prove. I'm going to build in more features into it. And when I click on generate audio, I just have to wait for some few minutes, and then it says it's generating the audio. You wait for a bit. Let me go check my cursor app itself. Let's see the build, and I can look at my server to see what's happening. Okay, cool. So you can see on my server here, it's telling me, yep, active jobs, completed, API, done, completed job, and all is true. Everything is ready to go. All I need to do now is to just go back here. Oh, cool. It's telling me, look at it. It's ready. It's a 3 minutes, 52-second podcast ready to go. Let's play it back.
Intro music. Welcome to The Innovator's Mindset, the podcast where we dive into the stories of some of the most groundbreaking entrepreneurs and the lessons they've learned on their journey to success. Have you ever checked your LinkedIn inbox and found a message from a legendary tech billionaire? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, for Daniel Sachs, this scenario turned out to be a surprising reality. Pod.
This is amazing. That is exactly a link, a URL that I took from TechCrunch, extracted the article, converted the article into a podcast style summary, edited it a little bit, and then converted that into an audio style podcast using ElevenLabs. And that is it. Trust me, from tomorrow downwards to the end of the week, I will be breaking down the entire app, how I picked the tech ideas, tech stack I used, every single detail that you will find very useful in this video. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, where I'll be breaking down how I build some of these products. And if you're a designer or a developer or just someone interested in learning how to vibe code, this channel is for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Until then, see you tomorrow. Bye.